3:47 a.m. Shadow on the bed. Set the air. Hello everyone. I know you're listening to this story to fall asleep, but make sure you're truly alone. Because after listening to this story, you might not look at your bedroom the same way again. A short silence. The sound of a gentle heartbeat. It started on a normal night. Or at least, we thought so. First sign. The distant sound of a clock ticking. The voice continues, emphasizing the strangeness of the small detail. I suddenly woke up in the middle of the night, feeling something was wrong. The room was so quiet that I could hear the steady whirring of the ceiling fan, but something was unusual. Jenny, my wife, was still sleeping soundly next to me, but her face was contorted as if she was dreaming of something terrible. Then I heard it. Don't touch me. Jenny's voice was small, weak, but so desperate that my skin felt cold. My throat was dry. I tried to shake her but couldn't move. It was as if something was holding me tightly to the bed. Suddenly, from the foot of the bed, I saw the blanket lift, slowly, deliberately. As if someone, or something, was pulling it. But there was no one there. Sound of heart beating gradually. Sound of anxious breathing. Presence. I swallowed hard, my heart pounding when I realized the mattress at the foot of the bed was sinking. A distinct depression, as if someone had just sat down. I want to scream. I want to run. But I still couldn't move. As the light from the streetlight outside filtered through the curtains, I saw it, a faint, black shadow, looming in the darkness. But just for a second. When the light goes out, it disappears. But the depression in the bed is not. Jenny gasped, then whispered in her sleep in a completely different voice. This is not your place. You have to go. Tense music. Sudden silence lasts several seconds. Then, the temperature in the room dropped sharply. Horror nights. In the days that followed, Jenny did not sleep well. She dreamed about her grandmother, but it wasn't her real grandmother, but a distorted figure with a twisted face, trying to climb into our bed. I began to suspect that these were more than just nightmares. I installed a camera with a motion sensor at the end of the bed. The first 2 nights were nothing. But Tuesday night, the time was right, 3:47 a.m., the camera turns on. The resulting image shows our blanket moving automatically, heaving as if someone was moving breath below it. The temperature in the corner of the screen dropped to 45 degrees. I didn't show it to Jenny. Instead, I threw myself into research, looking for anything that could explain this phenomenon. And I found a strange and scary story. Same story. A woman in Oregon experienced the exact same thing, dark shadows, feelings of repression, a strange presence that appeared every night at her bedside. It doesn't harm her. It just, wait. In the end, she had to ask a priest to bless the house. I decided to do the same thing. Father Martinez, an elderly priest, came to our house the next day. When entering the bedroom, he stood still at the foot of the bed, his face pale. There's something here, he whispered. But then, he said something that made me shiver. It's not evil. It's just, lost. Unsurprise ending. That night, Jenny dreamed of her grandmother again. But this time, she is no longer scary. It's okay, Jenny whispered in her dream. I understand now. You can go home. I opened my eyes and felt a gentle breeze pass through the room. The depression in the bed disappeared. The next morning, Jenny tells her that her grandmother helped a confused soul remember who she was, a woman who had lived in the house decades ago, suffered from dementia, kept going to the wrong room even after death. Jenny's grandmother helped her find her way home. From then on, we were no longer harassed. Unsolved questions. The motion sensor camera still works. But it no longer records anything strange. We repainted the room, not to scare away the spirits, but to make it our true space. But sometimes, on quiet nights, I wake up right 3:47 a.m. I'm not afraid anymore. I just whispered a thank you. And fell asleep. The music is gentle but still a bit dark, leaving a thoughtful aftertaste for the audience.